What a beautiful way to welcome participants to one of the world's engaging debate on the future of Africa's energy security. These heads of government, policy people, investors, experts, professionals, and other stakeholders are clearly not here to beg the questions. They've got some stern position if Africa must emerge a global energy champion.
Africa is urging you not to stop. We have a moment that our continent can produce every drop of hydrocarbons we can find, unapologetically. We produce everything. You drill everywhere, so we get it. Those that say we shouldn't produce energy, it shouldn't be lost on us that they use the most energy, that Heathrow Airport uses more electricity than the country of Sierra Leone. And you want to tell me not to produce energy? No, we are going to keep producing. Our continent's time is now.
With 600 million people set to be without energy across Africa, an International Energy Agency admitting we now need $570 billion a year to meet the growing demand for energy, here's what to do.
Our pension funds alone in Africa has over $455 billion. And insurance companies control over $320 billion. So with over $4 trillion, nobody should be deceived that capital is not in Africa. It is a way we mobilize this capital to create the energy that is needed to industrialize Africa. That is what African governments and African investors who are gathered here, should be thinking about doing.
It has been very active.
Drilling down with laser focus on the issues, the panel brought out the various trajectories among the African leaders.
And we are intervening in a couple of laws in the country that will define the way oil and gas business are conducted. We are touching the special economic zones law, the hydrocarbons law. The intention is to be absolutely competitive, one of the top African countries in terms of regulations.
We will export product coming from that project only if we have covered all the needs of the country. So they're going to produce LPG, they're going to produce LNG, they're going to produce gas, they're going to produce electricity from gas for the local market. The target is to give electricity to all Congolese people in the five years.
African energy demand is growing, so is the world's demand. That is because oil and gas forms a significant part of the energy mix. At least, data tells us that.
OPEC's most recent World Oil Outlook and Summary WOO, which we released in July at the seminar, shows that the continent's crude consumption rises from 1.8 million barrels a day in 2024 to reach 4.5 million barrels a day by 2050. It's also set to remain a significant supplier of crude and condensate exports, although we see the levels dropping from 5.2 million barrels a day to 4.2 by 2050, given the rapidly rising domestic use. This growth is set to be supported by an expansion in the refining base and the refining industry, as well as the development of local reserves within the continent.
Financing upstream projects for domestic energy security, reducing direct investment barriers, maintaining the security of supply, brownfield development, and its effect on stabilizing African production formed a broader part of the conversation among several deals signed and potential agreements reached here.
Nigeria, Senegal, Congo, Angola, Gabon, they've all gathered here in Cape Town to synergize, compare notes, and see what can be done to have that mutually beneficial kind of partnership between Africa and the West. If there's anything that's coming out very strong from this conference, African Energy Week, it is that Africa is saying to itself and saying to the world, we are ready to do business, but you have to do business with us on our terms. From Cape Town, South Africa, Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.